It's just before dawn on June 6th, 1944. You wait in a crowded steel landing craft at sea. Cold channel air seeps through your wet uniform as you stand shoulder to shoulder with dozens of other young men. Your hands grip the rifle so hard the knuckles turn white, as if you could hold back fear by force alone.
Lord,
beside you,
watch over
a
us
soldier
now.
bows his head,
Grant us the strength
lips
to face
moving
what's
in a
coming and
quiet
deliver us
prayer
from
he
evil.
never expected to truly
Amen.
need. Water drips steadily from the steel beams overhead, each drop a reminder of the waves pounding outside the hull. A lieutenant fights his way down the cramped boat, shouting orders over the roar of the engine and the sea. Another man fumbles with his helmet strap. Your own hands are shaking as you lean in to fasten it for him. Your boots stand in a shallow pool of icy seawater, sloshing with every lurch of the boat beneath you.
Stand by to move.
Head, listening
30
past
seconds
the
to the
engine
beach.
to the distant boom of big guns somewhere ahead on the horizon. Far off, the coastline flickers with artillery flashes as Allied warships hammer the cliffs above the beaches. A distant blast briefly lights the interior, throwing harsh shadows across tight jaws and wide, anxious eyes. For a moment, you stare at a worn photo in your hand, then tuck it back beneath your jacket like a hidden promise. Rows of muddy boots sway in unison as the cab pitches, the whole line of men shifting like one nervous creature. The ramp in front of you is nothing but a wall of dark steel, hiding France and whatever waits beyond it. Thin gray light leaks through a gap above the ramp, a faint promise of a world outside the smuggle box. Out at sea, the cliffs of Normandy barely show through smoke and mist, dotted with faint shapes of bunkers. From the edge of the boat, you watch shells crash into the shoreline, geysers of earth and smoke leaping upward. Low in the boat, you see tracers streak across the cloudy sky, bright lines marking where machine guns have awakened. The sound changes. Beneath the thunder of naval guns comes a harsher buzz, the stuttering rattle of German machine guns. 1 minute! The lieutenant shouts down the line, neck veins standing out as he fights to be heard. Your eyes reflect tracer fire and distant explosions, wide with fear but locked on the ramp ahead. Pressed shoulder to shoulder, a man beside you mutters, "We're really doing this," while another just stares ahead in silence. Trembling fingers slap the magazine, checking the ammunition again, because it's the only thing you can control. The craft lurches hard to one side, spray flying over the bow as several men stumble and crash into each other. The hull slams into something unseen beneath the water, hurling everybody forward in a violent, sickening jolt. Water suddenly pours faster from the ramp's edges, the whole front of the boat trembling with strain. The lieutenant's hand rises in the air, fingers rigid, a final signal that the moment is almost here. The ramp crashes down, and gray daylight, smoke and the scream of bullets explode into the dark interior of the boat. The first men charge forward and are cut down almost instantly, their bodies collapsing before they make 3 steps. Someone screams, "Over the side!" And a few soldiers hurl themselves over the rails to escape the deadly funnel of the ramp. You follow them, leaping outward. The only thing you see is gray water rushing up to swallow you whole. The sea engulfs you in cold darkness, gear dragging you down as bubbles roar past your ears. Above, blurred silhouettes of boots and legs thrash desperately, each man fighting his own private battle with the water. All around you, soldiers wade through chest-deep water under fire, some swimming, some barely keeping their heads up. You cough and choke, one hand clinging to your rifle while the other claws forward through the freezing surf.
Get off the beach now!
Burning landing craft mist and sink near the shore, columns of black smoke smearing across the pale morning sky. Bullets slap into the sea,
Keep going,
throwing up sharp little geysers that march closer with every heartbeat. You force your legs to move through chest-deep water, each heavy step a choice to keep going instead of moving. Through stinging spray, you see the sand, jagged and wooden stakes rising out of the surf ahead. To your left, a man clutches his shoulder, face twisted in pain, but still drags himself toward the shore.
Get up,
Another
soldier!
stumbles
We have to
and
keep
goes
moving!
under, weighed down by his pack. A hand reaches for him, then the sea hides them both. You want to look back, but you don't. Every part of you is focused on the strip of sand in front of you.
Keep
The
low.
water drops
Move,
from your
move,
waist to your
move.
knees,
Get off the
and
beach.
at last your boots
Move up.
bite into firmer, sloping sand beneath you. You burst out of the surf, water streaming from your gear as bullets tear into the sand inches from your feet. The beach ahead is a nightmare of obstacles, explosions, and running figures, with dark bluffs and bunkers looming above it all. You run, hunched low, boots pounding the wet sand, every step feeling like it might be your last on Earth. You throw yourself down behind a twisted metal obstacle, sliding into cover as sand sprays over your helmet. Machine gun fire shoots the sand just in front of your cover. Tiny fountains of earth erupting where your head almost was. Peeking over the metal, you see muzzle flashes winking from concrete bunkers high on the bluffs above the beach. A few meters away, a soldier crawls for better cover before a mortar shell explodes nearby, burying him in smoke and dirt. Bullets spark off the edge of your obstacle, chipping steel so close to your helmet you feel the impact in your teeth. All along the sand, small groups of Americans lie pinned behind scattered obstacles while shells walk methodically up and down the beach. A medic crawls through the fire, dragging his bag toward the motionless body, searching for any sign of life. You press your face into the sand, eyes squeezed shut as a shell detonates, so close the world vanishes in dust and thunder. When the dust clears from your eyes, you see
Keep pushing
silhouettes
forward.
still moving,
Get off
and
the
others
beach.
that lie still and will never move again. Two
Move up.
soldiers shout to each other over the chaos, one waving his arm toward the slope, yelling that you have to move. You join a short rush, sprinting from one shell crater to the next as explosions chase you across the sand. In the crater, three of you huddle together, one reloading, one shaking uncontrollably, one staring up toward the ridgeline. Someone's hands tremble as he tries to light a cigarette, the tiny flame fighting to survive each distant shockwave. You raise your rifle over the lip of the crater and fire blind toward the bunkers, hoping to keep enemy heads down. Tracers from both sides carve glowing arcs across the hillside, crossing and vanishing in the smoky air. Behind a steel hedgehog, a soldier slams his rifle with his palm, fighting a jam while shells bloom in the distance. Dazed, you grab for balance as a comrade seizes your harness and drags you deeper into the scant cover you have. Empty shell casings bounce and roll past your cheek, hot brass clinking against sand as rifles hammer all around. Combat engineers creep forward with satchel charges and cutters, inching towards snarls of barbed wire under sporadic fire. A hand squeezes the detonator, and the wire disappears in a blast of smoke, dirt, and twisted metal.
Through the
Through the
wire.
ripped
Watch
open
the
gap,
gap.
soldiers rush forward, heads low, tripping over debris as they push toward the base of the slope. You run with them, the ground slanting upward as tracers still rip through the air just above your helmet. A mortar round slams into the sand behind
Incoming.
you, a
Move
wall
up,
of
move
smoke
up.
and debris chasing
cover.
your boot as you dive forward. At last your back hits the base of the bluff, the hillside towering above you like a jagged earthen wall.
Keep
In
your
a
head
shallow
down and fire
depression,
up that slope.
men catch their breath while
Covering
others
fire.
fire upward toward
Gotta
hidden
move now.
positions in the brush and rock. You dig your boots and fingers into the muddy slope, pulling yourself upward, nails clawing at dirt and roots. Following a narrow draw, you see soldiers above you hauling each other up over slick ledges and exposed roots. From above, the line of men looks fragile and small, a thin chain of bodies snaking up the hillside under scattered fire. You and a small fire team trade shots with unseen German soldiers above, muzzle flashes blinking between rocks and shrubs. Through your sights, you catch brief glimpses of a steel helmet ducking behind a rocky outcrop before firing back. Your finger tightens on the trigger, the rifle's muzzle flashlighting your determined face for a split second. The German jerks backward and disappears behind the rocks, his rifle slipping from his hands as he falls. The hillside crackles with gunfire as Americans advance in short rushes and German defenders fall back between patches of cover. You and two others crawl along the flank of a machine gun position, moving low through scrub to get behind it from behind. You see two German gunners locked on the beach below, blind to the danger climbing up behind them. You lunge into the nest, smashing the nearest defender with your rifle butt as your friend tackles the gunner. Hands grapple over the machine gun, American and German fingers fighting for the trigger until you wrench it free. One German fumbles for his pistol, but you slam him into the dirt wall before he can bring it to bear. From inside the captured nest, you swing the gun around, sending a burst of tracers slicing toward another German post. Now the weapon that raped the beach spits fire for you, pinning German positions further up the hill. Then one of your closest friends is hit mid-burst, his body collapsing suddenly against the sandbags. You drop beside him,
Stay with
pressing
me now.
your hand to his side
Can't breathe,
as his
Corp.
eyes search
Yes,
your
you
face
can.
for an answer.
Just hold on,
you
I got
don't
you.
have. Grabbing his harness, you drag him out of the nest toward a shallow hollow that offers a little shelter from the fire. He
getting
grips your
dark.
sleeve, manages a few
Tell them I
broken
wasn't
words
afraid.
you can barely hear, and then his
Give my
hand
love
falls
to
limp at
Mary.
your arm. You let the grief hit once like a wave, then you stand, pick up your rifle, and move back toward the side of guns. With a small group,
Keep moving.
you
Get to
rush
the
a
trench.
shallow German trench cut near the top of the bluff, hearts hammering in your chests. You drop into the ditch, boots thudding in the mud as stunned defenders whirl around to face Americans inside their line. In the cramped trench, the fight is at arm's length, rifle butts, fists and bodies smashed together in violent bursts. You lock eyes with a young German for a heartbeat before ripping his weapon away and driving him down into the mud. Another soldier throws his rifle aside and raises his hands, choosing to surrender rather than die in this narrow ditch. You climb out onto level ground at last, lungs burning, legs shaking, smoke curling from shattered positions behind you from the crest. Omaha Beach stretches below, scarred and smoking, yet still held by the Americans who fought their way ashore. Across the coastline, American troops have broken through at scattered points, turning fragile footholds into a solid front. This was just one beach of 5 in Normandy. Together, they formed the spearhead of a massive Allied invasion. At Omaha alone, tens of thousands landed and around 2,400 became casualties. Many rest today beneath simple white crosses. Now visitors stand on the bluff in quiet reflection, looking down at a peaceful shore that once swallowed so many young lives. The beach is calm now, but the shadow of that 19-year-old soldier lingers, reminding us that history is built by ordinary people who kept moving forward.